Hi guys, welcome back to the Try Time Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Callum.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the second episode or instalment of the Who We Think Should Get the 12th spot in Super League. We're on to London today. We did Bradford last time out. The playlist will be linked below. Go watch that Bradford video if you haven't already, either before or after you watch this.
If
we're
for
going to
any
be doing all
reason
the
you
teams.
don't want to, I'll save you the spoilers. Callum just waffled on about his favourite club again.
As always, apparently, according to Matt. It's not like we never talk about Leeds, is it? Let's be honest. Right, anyway.
Well, I'm not as bad as you, but anyway, go on.
If you are a London fan who is just coming to watch this and sort of see what we say, we have sort of got 5 criteria that are the main sort of criteria the RFL are using, or Super League are using, whatever you want to say. So we'll start off with Academy, which I think at London is actually really good and up and coming. Some great players have been produced, and it seems to be up and coming, and they're promoting the youth from the Academy. They're like putting them in the first team. Obviously, with not having the best squad when there was in Super League, or now obviously down in Championship, they've got like sort of the platform to put these young players through, and a lot of them are proving themselves. So I think
for me, this
to
is
get the thumbs
best
up Academy
in contention.
Fair enough. I wouldn't argue with that. I think that's definitely, if Super League are looking at it and ticking these boxes, the Academy for London definitely gets a tick, because they have produced some great rugby players from London, and almost done the thing that I think Toronto didn't do, or got criticised for not doing, producing their own players. Where
Toronto can of worms.
No, I don't want. I'm just saying, I think that's the sort of criteria that is going to be weighted quite heavily. Then we'll go on to fan base, which I honestly think not the largest, but I think it's one of the loyalist. And I've been to London away, like on an away day, and the fans that they have there's not, load of thousands. There's a good couple of thousand of them, but they're loud and they sing, and they actually do. They have got quite a sort of small few hundred who do travel away. So I don't think it's going to be awful. I definitely don't think it's going to disgrace Super League.
Which, I mean, I can't say particularly blame them. I don't exactly jump at going to France every single year. Never mind having to do that every other week.
Well, it's not really an holiday for them, is it? Coming over to here, whereas going over to France,
know. We've got some lovely things in the UK. Just none of them are in towns that play rugby. I mean, who don't love a walk down Old Post Office Road at Fed where you might get a fan lobbing a bottle at you for wearing the wrong shirt, or go to Castleford where you think, where do I put this extra finger that you've got when I shake your hand? I know, put it up Miles' arse. There you go. That'll be more like at home to him.
I reckon that, honestly, compared with to back in the day when there was like the Harlequins, have definitely got a better away following now.
Definitely
better
got
home following
jersey.
as well. Yeah, that's not hard, is it? Right, so we'll go on to ground, which I think is actually a good ground. It's had recent upgrades.
At least they've actually got one
it's
now.
It's a good pitch as well.
It's good better pitch than that
as well.
Year they played at about 4 different places.
Yeah. They've made it their own as well. They've had it a good sort of 3-4 years now, and they've made it their own. And honestly, when I've been I watched Bradford there before it got these upgrades, when they got into Super League, and honestly it was good then, and I think it's going to be even better now. So honestly, that probably gets a thumbs up from me. It's a new up and coming stadium. It's their own ground.
One of the better grounds. Again, going back to the clubs that have applied for this, I mean, what would you say is actually better? I mean, I don't dislike Featherstone's ground.
Featherstone's is a classic, an old classic, but it'll hold up. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That's a modern ground, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
then we are going to go more in depth in this.
Bulldozing, as we said last time.
yeah, we spoke about that.
And Shea's not bad actually.
Halifax can't even apply because they haven't had an average of over 2,000 home fans.
Oh, I thought I think they tried the hand though.
Yeah, they did, but then that criteria came out and they couldn't do it. So York is the other team who've got a new stadium.
Yeah,
so
York has probably got the best stadium facility.
Yeah.
Right?
So
between York and Lee, but London's not bad. Anyway, we'll get on to those in the next in their respective videos. So let's move on to the current squad.
Current squad. Go on. What are you thinking about the current squad?
It's a difficult one. They've put in a really good effort in Super League and we're unlucky to go down. But that squad's kind of been a little bit dismantled in many ways.
Yeah, they lost a few key players.
I mean,
but they do have a good squad. I think they have the best squad in the Championship.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah, it's certainly up there anyway.
And with Danny Ward at the helm, as when there was last in Super League, you just know that they would cause some upsets and hold their own in the league. Like, they've just got that sort of grit. They're them sort of players out there, you know what I mean? They've got that grit and determination, and they've got a mixture of youth and prime players and players who have come up through
They just
London.
need Jared Sam back, whatever happened to him at Wigan. One of the worst and weirdest signings I've ever heard of.
I know, it's just sort of gone. I think they would strengthen, though. London have got the basis to strengthen if they did go up. In terms of recent performance, arguably out of the options, they are the best. I mean, they're last team in Super League, and then in Championship they played really well for the 5 or 6 games that they actually played before the lockdown, and they were the last games they did play.
But they weren't overly convincing in some of those. And just to look again, we talked at Bradford about a bit further back. Let's discuss some of London's more recent history. Getting relegated with 2 points wasn't a great start.
Yeah, well, we're talking back in time now, not the most recent.
We've had a couple of very anonymous years in the Championship, and I mean, they weren't the outstanding team in the Championship when the year they did win promotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, it's one of the stronger cases here. I think there's possibly
the fact that they only got relegated on goal difference.
There's possibly only one or two other clubs that can say this as much as London in terms of their playing history now. Mention who they are in their respective videos. And I thought they ended up finishing 2 points down at the end.
Yeah. I think
either way it was
honestly,
still a solid effort.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't remember the exact sort of end. I just know it was close. It came down to sort of last couple of weeks, definitely. So I honestly think if London are my pick of the team, I would send up. I don't know about you. I'm not asking you to give your pick now, but are London in that? If London comes out,
should definitely be considered. Like, there's some clubs here that I think we both think. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for applying, but you should not really be in the conversation. Whereas London definitely are not in that category. They've got a much stronger case than Bradford, in my opinion, if we do it.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree.
Let's have little graphics on the side with our weird little heads on of who we rank in what order so far. So I think we've both got London 1, Bradford 2.
Yeah, well, so far, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there you go. That's something to make in the editing for tonight. You know, I always give you stuff to do just to, keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, man, that'll be good. In terms of that, so would you be happy with London in Super League?
I'd be happy.
Yes
with
or
London.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I kind of feel like London might. You mentioned you thought Bradford were going to get it. I think London could be the favourites here, but they don't want to offend the other Championship clubs by just saying, yeah, well, we're going to pretend last year didn't happen.
Yeah.
Therefore, by doing this little criteria, they can come up with how London have the best overall package, which is probably easy to argue.
Oh, definitely. Well, we've just gone through all the points that I think mean that London should get it 100%.
There we go. They can put London up without as much kick-off, I should say, from the fans of the clubs that do feel a bit aggrieved by that decision, such as Featherstone, Toulouse, Lee.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we'll leave it at that though for London. I think the top of our rankings so far. Make sure you sort of keep following the playlist and subscribing to the channel as well. Keep up with all these. Usually we do have obviously the main podcast that got disrupted with all the lockdowns, and we've tried to bring it back and that, and it's been hard for especially not being together.
Ourselves, so then it was kind of like, great, we are back off again, and typically,
but we're back now.
The unorganised pair of us decided that one of us should keep both the microphones, so we have now sorted these problems.
Yeah, and we should be getting some more content coming towards the end of the season.
This is a good point. We're very amateurishly organised. We make probably a few mistakes in these things. I think we're perfect to run RFL, basically.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, well,
Career path
that's a good note to end it on. That's definitely a good note to end it on.
Tune in next time when we are discussing which team next.
Toulouse will be next.
Toulouse, right, okay. I'm going to have to spruce up on my French, so until then, goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for listening and watching.